All right, ladies and gentlemen, you got your fix this past Monday on Raw. Little Stratusfaction, and we always love to see Trish come back. She did such a great job in the WWE, retired back in 2006, but we always love seeing her come back, and that's why we wanted to have her on after her triumphant return this past Monday to talk about it. Trish, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing very, very good, young lady. Very, very good. Now, whenever it seems, Trish, whenever the WWE comes into town, especially if they're doing TV, they like to give you a call. It seems like you have a very good relationship with them still.
Yeah, I do. And you know what? I'm lucky. I I guess I'm lucky too, because ever since I left, everyone says, "Oh, do you miss it?" I don't get a chance to miss it, because if that whole missing it creeps up on me, next thing you know, there's an event in town, and there I am. So it's been good. I like it.
Now, since you have done, this was your third appearance in like about a year and a half. Do they bug you, Trish, about coming back when you do these appearances? Do they see you out there and go, "Oh man, we want you back"? Or
they kind of sort of like gather around my feet and do if only we had you every week. And I say, no, move on. I must do yoga. Well, not quite. No, you know what? They always do the hey, we'll see you soon, like one of those things. And I go, yeah, see you soon, like 6 months, that is.
and you yourself, you have no desire to go back, because when you go back and do these one-time deals like this, don't you kind of get the itch again, being in front of the big crowd and everything?
Okay, listen, I love it. It's amazing, but let me just tell you, so I did Monday Night Raw. And then on Tuesday, I flew to Quebec. I had a very big week. I had a bunch of stuff happen, and I was traveling, and there was a press conference, and we'll talk about all that stuff later. But I had a typical WWE week, and I got home on, like, a Thursday afternoon, and I was like, oh, my Lord, how did I do this every week? And no, thank you.
So I guess there you go. You just get a nice taste for it, and then you realize you made the right decision.
Yeah, it's different if I went back and there's definitely the right thing for me to go back and do. That's a different thing. But every time I go back, it's for this particular moment, and it makes sense, and it doesn't sort of, interfere with the ebb and the flow of my life.
Right.
The bonus as well. So yeah.
So how did you feel when they approached you for the guest host thing? Because that's a little bit different than what you've done when you've come back in the past.
Well, not going to lie. When I saw that the guest hosting was happening, and I saw the Toronto date, I thought perhaps. Actually, Jason and I kind of had a little epiphany. We thought, I bet you that could be. Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. I
know. It was cool, and again, it's like an appropriate reason to come back. It makes sense. It's not like completely like what I wouldn't go back in like Chicago. It'd be like, why is Trish the guest host?
Sure.
So yeah, so it makes sense, and it was a cool little deal.
Now, do you watch it much, Trish? Do you get to see the shows very much?
Oh, I watch it. I watch it. It's on usually on PVR mode. Because it's just a long show.
Yeah.
2 hours of your life. No, I watch every week, and it's funny because every time they call me, they're like, "So we've been doing this thing with a guest host." I'm like, "No, I know. I watched the show."
That's awesome. So how do you feel you ranked with some of the others?
I think let's see. I think I did all right. It was a lot of fun. I got to do I love getting in the ring with Beth. She's always awesome to work with, and of course the go-to chemistry between Jericho and I was good to do. We had a few other things planned that kind of just got cut last minute, and I actually forgot how crazy it is back there. How you might have everything in front of you, and everything might be entirely different than what was supposed to be 2 hours ago, kind of thing. And it gets really crazy, and I don't know. It would have been a little more exciting maybe if I put some more stuff in there, maybe. But I thought it was neat. I look at it like it's a neat scenario for me to pop into. I get to work with Beth. I get to do things with Chris Jericho. So, plus. I got to promote my yoga studio.
Right, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned you enjoyed working with Beth. How do you feel about some of the other women that are, because you say you watch the show every week, some of the other women that have kind of moved into the spot since you've left? And I wanted to get your thoughts on Victoria leaving to TNA as well, because I know the two of you were friends.
Yeah, well, I think it's great. I think it was time for her to leave the WWE. It was just time. And then, when she came in, she had a really good sort of positioning, I guess, in the TNA. I haven't seen what she's done lately, but she got the belt pretty quickly, right?
Yep.
And I think that's great. I think she needed that. I think she's fantastic in the ring, and I think maybe she was starting to doubt how great she was in the ring because, you know, sometimes the scenario makes you feel a certain way.
No, absolutely. And you'll get no arguments out of me with Victoria, that's for sure. I think she was being wasted in the WWE as well.
She's kind of just doing her thing, you know, not being able to, you know, this is the thing. When you know what you can do and you're not able to do what you do best, that sucks.
Right.
So when she went over to TNA and gets to do what she does, and then she has the relaxed schedule as well, it's a bonus. And I've talked to her, and she's enjoying it a lot.
And what about some of the other girls that are on the WWE roster right now? Who do you see as sort of a standout, or do you see who has some potential?
Well, number one, like, I want to see more of Natalya, and I want them to do something with Natalya, like, really badly, because I think she can be so awesome, and I think fans would totally get with her. So she's someone I'd like to see a lot more of. Beth, obviously, I feel like they did so much great stuff with her, and then they kind of just stopped doing anything with the women for just a whole, like, semester.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, she's just great. She's fantastic. She's so professional, and she's got that. She can lead a match. I think that's maybe what was missing in the women's locker room right now is sort of a leader.
Right.
And I think if Beth is either she's able to do it. I don't know if it's a matter of her thinking or no. I know she's sort of newer, sort of to the scene, I guess you can say. Well, maybe not relative to everyone else, but I don't know if she's ready to assume the role, but she should because she deserves it and she's worked hard enough to do that, and she has the tools to do that. So I think that's what's missing in the women's locker room. So she kind of stepped up and sort of led the women a little bit more and sort of took control of that. That would really be helpful. And, of course, Mickey always, she never fails. I mean, the woman is, like, awesome. And then, actually, I saw Alicia Fox, and her in the ring, I was pretty impressed. I think, to be honest, I didn't know too much about her. But I think, you know, what's missing is what I always say is, like, I don't know who that girl is, right? I know her name. I know she can wrestle, but I don't know her voice, what it sounds like. Or
right,
anything,
right, which, it's hard sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I look back at it like, okay, let's say I was wrestling at this time and Alicia Fox got introduced and we had the storyline, then you know who she is. She can wrestle. Boom, you've got yourself a new character. So that's the only thing that's missing overall in the women because there's a lot of workers right now that are really good.
Trish, did you have a chance to watch your match back?
I did watch it back, yes.
Okay, so, and not necessarily the match, but the commentary, I was sitting there watching the match, and the commentary was so bizarre and surprising because they kept referring to the fact that you and Beth Phoenix did not know each other, had never been in a storyline together before. Meanwhile, if you go back in storyline, you're the one who introduced her to everyone in the Mickie James story angle, and not only that, we're talking just a few months ago, when you were here, you wrestled Beth Phoenix. Did you get any explanation? It was just so bizarre.